President Trump believes the United States could, his words, easily reopen the Strait of Hormuz with just a little more time. In a social media post, he also suggested the U.S. could take the oil and make a fortune. Now, marine tracking data shows a French-owned container ship crossed the waterway on Thursday. It is believed to be the first Western flag vessel to do so since the war began.
Yes, the Strait of Hormuz is what we've all been talking about over the past month. And as you can see here, Oman and Iran are sort of highlighted. They jointly control this waterway. And we had reporting yesterday that Iran is in discussions with Oman about setting up a sort of monitoring system for vessels even after the war is to end, which many countries around the world have really balked at. Now, what Iran has said is that it's going to allow, and already has allowed, vessels of non-hostile countries to go through, like Pakistan, India, and China. But what we've seen over the past 24 hours is a little bit of movement on that issue. This French vessel, container ship owned by CMA CGM, managed to pass through the strait. Now, interestingly, if you look at the path that it took, it went very northerly up towards the coast of Iran, looping around Iranian islands and back down. Now, this suggests, we don't know for sure, but that Iran was aware of the passage of this ship. And we know that Iran has been allowing some vessels to pass through. And we have lots of reporting out there about Iran imposing a certain toll system, so actually making vessels pay to go through. We don't know if that's what's happened here, but again, this is the first known instance of a Western vessel moving through the strait. And interestingly, to add to that, we know that 3 tankers, 2 oil tankers and an LNG tanker, have also managed to go through the strait in the past few hours. Now, one of these tankers, the LNG, is owned by a Japanese company, and all 3 of them took an interesting route. So the normal route that's taken is kind of slap bang in the middle of the strait. This is pre-war. And then, of course, we know that that French ship took this this route close to the Iranian coast. But what these 3 tankers did that sailed towards Oman, they took this route that really hugged the Omani coast. So again, it's uncertain as to whether Iran was aware that these went through, but we're seeing a little bit more movement. But really, we have to put this in context. It's still a trickle going through. Kepler said that in the month of March, 53 million barrels of crude managed to pass through the strait. Sounds like a lot, but when you zoom out, 440 million barrels of crude managed to get through in February. Now, lastly, I just think it's interesting to pause on the politics of this. Trump has really oscillated, gone back and forth about the sort of responsibility of the United States in reopening the strait. A few days ago, he was saying that countries that rely more heavily on the oil that comes out of the strait go in and get the oil yourselves. But today, he's saying that the US could easily open the strait. So fundamentally, we're still in the same position, just a trickle of ships going through. But with this French ship and these 3 other tankers, there seems to be a little bit more movement on this issue.
pipe is not allowed to pass from Strait of Hormuz till next notice. This is
播报新闻是我的日常，必须时刻保持妆容和皮肤的最佳状态。当来到人生中最重要的时刻，也是 KS 逆时奇迹帮助我轻松驾驭，闪闪发光。KS 逆时奇迹活肤露全效精华、精华霜，多达5种 EGF 6大冻龄关键成分，保湿效果让我非常满意，小细纹也不再困扰我。我就是我自己的最佳女主角 ，KS 让我从容自信，光彩动人。我是我人生中的大女主，我的最爱我做主。KS 逆时奇迹系列热卖中，下单请上快点购，透过中天新闻网 App 下单立减50，或输入 CTI 推荐码有额外折扣。